My next game in my 2008 NFL replay is a matchup between the Miami Dolphins taking on the New England Patriots. And I remember I watched this game, and it was one of those David versus Goliath type games. Even without Tom Brady, New England was sitting at 2-0. They were riding the third longest regular season win streak in NFL history. The Miami Dolphins were 0-2 the previous season. They only won one game. So, the chances of them coming to Foxborough and beating the mighty Patriots was pretty slim. But it was during this game that Miami unveiled the famous Wildcat formation. And I'll tell you, they ran the Wildcat only on 6 plays during that game. 6 plays. Other 6 plays, they scored 5 touchdowns. 4 of them were rushing touchdowns. One was a passing touchdown. And New England just did not have an answer for the Wildcat. So I wanted to demonstrate the Wildcat on the tabletop. All right. Now, what we're looking at here is we're looking at Miami's base offense. If you go to the starting roster sheet, and I'll just look at it here, I have it on my website. And if you see their starting lineup, look at fullback. Martin is an ET. He's a tight end. What APA does is they take the personnel package that's most frequently used and use that as their starting lineup. People always get wrapped around the axle about, pro set. And pro set is basically, it works great if you're replaying teams from the 60s or 70s, because back then offenses lived in what we call 21 personnel, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, and 2 wide receivers. Now there are so many different personnel packages that APA takes, like I said, the one that's most frequently used and makes that their base offense. So if we look at Miami here, Camarillo's 01, Jake Long's 02, Smiley's 03, Satili's 04, Ndukwe's 05, Carey's 06, Fasano's 07, Pennington's 08, Ronnie Brown's 09, Ted Ginn's 010, and Doug Martin's 11. Okay, that is their base offense. Now, to do the Wildcat, it has 2 criterias. The first criteria is the ball is snapped directly from the shotgun formation to a player who is not the quarterback. And it's usually a running back primarily, but it could be a tight end, could be a wide receiver. But Miami did it primarily from the running back and primarily Ronnie Brown. So we know that Pennington's not going to get the direct snap, so we're just going to remove him out of the equation right now. And we look at Ronnie Brown's card, and I really love the job that my buddy Mark Zarb did carding the set for APA in 2008. He used the codes, the designation codes to perfection, to where you could do a wide variety of formations. And if you look at Ronnie Brown's card, you see he's coded with a QB1. So that puts him right to get the direct snap from Sateli. Okay. The other thing is when you run the Wildcat, it's usually done from an unbalanced offensive line. Okay. And that's a single wing concept. And how that would look is, let me just move some cards around here. All right. Let's take Long, the left tackle. Sorry to make a mess here, but I want to demonstrate this. All right, Fasano, and you take Long and you move him next to Carey, and you take your primary tight end and you move him over here to cover Smiley, because you can never have You got to have 7 men on the line of scrimmage at all times, and you can never have an offensive lineman not covered. So for this situation here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We take Ginn and move him up. So now Long's covered, and Camillo would be off, and this would be your unbalanced line. But what Miami did was they would remove Camarillo from the lineup and bring in Ricky Williams at halfback. Okay, so now we got Ronnie Brown at quarterback, and we got Ricky Williams in at halfback. Now they took Pennington, as you can see, he's coded EB1, and they flexed him out as the wide receiver out in no man's land. Now we're going to put him off the line of scrimmage, so we have the 7 on the line. And they took David Martin. Let's look how Martin's coded. He's carded FB3, ET3, or EB. He's got great flexibility. And they could put him here, but a lot of times they had him here off at the wing or at the fullback position. So I'm just going to put him out at the wing. And this is basically how the Wildcat looked. And they'd snap the ball to Brown. Ricky Williams would come into motion, and he could either hand it to Ricky, and you got an unbalanced line here, so power running here with Jake Long and Carey and the Duke way, really outflanking the defense on the right side. And Ronnie Brown could either hand off to Ricky, and Ricky goes, or he could fake and keep it himself. And what you're doing basically is now you're evening it up against the defense, because traditionally it's 11 against 10. But when you got the quarterback not a factor here, it evens things up. So that's the way that the Wildcat would look on your tabletop. Go to unbalanced line. Ronnie Brown, halfback, was all within the rules. Martin's coded FB. You could have him flanked out. You could have him on the line. You could have him flexed. Such great flexibility. So that is the Wildcat.